Hello and welcome to TriVan Truck Body. We're taking you on a quick tour of a beautiful new search and rescue command center that we've just completed for Douglas County, Colorado search and rescue. I'd like to show you a few details before we go inside. The customer provided us with this F550 regular cab 4x4 chassis and a 6.7 power stroke diesel engine. This came to us as an all-white chassis. We added the heavy-duty bumper on the front here, as well as all the emergency lighting, these GO lights, remote-controlled searchlights, and a minor detail, but I think we did a nice job of it, and I'm proud of it, is the change in color. Now, many times if you see a color change, you see a quick blow and go on the outside, but our team does a great job. Look at this, capturing all the door jambs, removing the wire harness on the inside there. So this is a great finished detail. And the body itself was engineered and designed in consultation with the customer and then built, all of that right here at TriVan Truck Body. It's an all aluminum body. Extruded aluminum panels are the construction, and it's designed to last for years, even if used outside all the time and left outside. We build them tough. This is going to last a long time. Of course, it's also painted orange like the cab. That was at customer request. You can see emergency lighting on the upper shoulders and front lower corner there of the overcab extension. Then there's scene lighting right under the awning. Of course, there's a power awning right over there. And then a few other details that are worth noting. There's an outdoor monitor compartment. So along with this rail over here, which is for hanging a whiteboard, they can conduct briefings outside here. The TV compartment, it's an outdoor TV, but the compartment itself is designed so that you're not going to get snow or rain inside it. And then you can also extend the electric awning with one touch of a button inside and have a covered outdoor briefing area here. And below that, as well as at other locations around the truck, we've got underbody storage compartments. At the back of the truck, you can see heavy-duty tow hooks, a very stout step bumper, and a wonderful ladder that leads you up to the roof of the vehicle. And that ladder is, I say wonderful, because it's just strong and heavy-duty. If you've ever climbed up a cheap ladder, you know what it feels like. Well, this doesn't feel like that. It feels like you're climbing a real ladder on a substantial piece of equipment. Plenty of outside lighting at the back here. So emergency lighting, and all of this called out and spec'd by the customer. On top of the vehicle, you can see, it's hard to see maybe, but there's an antenna rail that goes around the front and then the two sides about 8 feet back. And that's so the customer can mount, we've already mounted a number of different antennas on there. And those are connected via a raceway on the roof into a raceway in the ceiling. So those antenna leads can be brought wherever the customer needs them. We've put them into a radio box, a radio corner. You'll see that when we get inside. Also here, a very simple way to get cable into the vehicle through that passageway. So if they've got outside connections that they need to make, they can run the antenna or the cables in through here, still close the door with these whiskers, and run that right into the radio cabinet. Outside power outlet there, you see. Storage for some of the compartment here with house batteries and a 2,000 watt Xantrex inverter. And then over here in the left front corner of the body, we've got a 8,000 watt Cummins diesel generator, which is tied into the fuel supply of the vehicle itself, and which you can control remotely from a remote control start panel inside the command vehicle. And at the left front corner, an important detail, we've got the Kuzma auto eject plug, which also gives you an immediate indicator of the capacity or the charge status of the house batteries on this rig. So that one, when you pull into the shop or where you store the vehicle, you can plug it in and charge the batteries through that charger in the underfloor, or the inverter that I just showed you in the underfloor compartment. And of course, as soon as you start the vehicle, it'll eject that shore power plug. And once we're inside the cab of the F550, there's a couple of other valuable and helpful features that we've installed. We've got at the top here a Whelen light controller. It's a specific model that this customer requested. And from here, you control the siren as well as an external PA, and all the emergency lighting is controlled through that. Then we've got customer supplied radios. They're still going to add their microphones to it. And we have two controllers for these fender mounted Whelen emergency lights. And there's one on each side of the rig. Then up at the front here, we've got the Ford USB charge ports, a 12-volt power source. You have one master disconnect for the entire body module at the rear. So this is real simple to use. It's simple off or on. And from this one switch, you control everything going on in the body module. So you'll never kill your batteries if you turn that off every night. And even if you do, you're not going to kill your start batteries. So the chassis will always start regardless. And then we've got more USB A and C charge ports. And then here's a switch for the tire chains that we've added behind or right beside the rear tires. Then a cell phone holder that mounts in a cup holder, and a regular old cup holder. And that's about the extent of the modifications we've made in the interior. But it's ready to use, and we hope it'll be very convenient for the customer to use for many years. And here, just for interest's sake, are the on-spot tire chains controlled by a switch on the dash. Now let's head inside and see the inside of this spectacular rig. All right, I've just stepped up inside the side entry door here. And here we sit inside this command vehicle. So the basic layout is that it's one open room with three workstations. There's a map table here, and this map table can be moved out so that the map surface itself is at an angle, but you can tuck it up out of the way. And then there's a simple light there. Each of these workstations has its own monitor, and those are all connected to this HDMI switch in the equipment rack. So the customer is still going to install a fair bit more equipment in here. Here's one of these whiteboards that's designed to sit here, but also on one of the outside rails. And then we have another removable one down there. You'll see also a fire extinguisher, an electric heater, which provides plenty of heat for this rig, and then another larger monitor for use in the general area here. Also, we have a relocatable or a removable table here combined with a drop-down bench. So you can sit here. It's kind of a convenient standing height, this table, so you can have stand-up meetings or stand-up face-to-face here. The interior itself is all aluminum construction. So this is aluminum cabinetry, and our customer said this vehicle is going to be used in extreme off-road conditions. So they wanted us to make sure that everything was built in such a way that even if it's being jostled and really put through the paces on off-road situations, it will have no problem with the interior falling apart or anything like that. So there's no wood or organic material anywhere in here. Again, all aluminum lining. There are two roof-mounted air conditioners in here, which is plenty of AC, even in really hot situations. All aluminum interior lining. That's a bed liner floor. Polyurea is sprayed over a composite floor. Again, overhead cabinets here, and these are very basic. We build these all ourselves. Basic, but extremely strong. And then we have them held up, not with a pneumatic spring, but just with a conventional spring, which is really easy to use. Just a matter of moving it out of the way, and you can close the door. That's it. We've got all the electrical controls right here. So you have a Blue Sea Systems marine panel that controls both your 120 volt and your 12 volt functions. And these switches are and fuses are meant to last with regular use, no problem. Your remote start control panel for the generator is right here. Then you have a selector switch, which tells you where you're going to get your main power from, either from shore power or generator power. And you also have the option of inverter power. So that means those house batteries can provide you with power for all of your electrical outlets inside here if you just turn on this inverter. And that's all there is to it. In the corner here, we have this radio compartment. So the radios will be operated from this place here. Our customer has a bit of work to do yet to finish off the radio install. They're going to add microphones and perhaps add a few radios yet. A convenient thing is that the radios are mounted in a panel that accesses all wiring behind it. And you'll note that this panel and this compartment are connected by wire raceway to everywhere in the rig. So that goes above that table where those radios are connected, across the front, up to the TV. And then on this side, goes also to every outlet in that workstation. Along here to the TV compartment on the outside. And also there's another exterior access. You can see it right down in the corner that will let them bring in or out other cable from outside sources. A printer that's been secured that won't go anywhere even if it's being jostled. And of course, the controls for the two roof-mounted air conditioners. You'll note that every outlet above the work surface has USB-A and USB-C charge ports. There's Cat6 cable connections at each workstation. And there's plenty of storage in the over cab storage area. So much of that right now is filled with customer supplied radio equipment and so on. But when that stuff is cleared out of there, there's going to be storage for whatever they need to put up there. And all that can be secured by that webbing inside of there. And additionally, all of your switches are right low down beside the door. Our customer wanted to be able to operate these switches from standing outside or being inside the vehicle. And from here, you can control all of the dome lights, have them at either white or red to be more convenient for night vision, as well as your exterior lighting and awning. Well, friends, I hope that gives you a great idea of how we build specialty vehicles at TriVan Truck Body and how this specific one was laid out. We followed our customer's lead on this one. They had a good idea of what they wanted to do, and we followed their lead. It was a pleasure working with our friends at Douglas County Search and Rescue. And as well as for you, dear YouTube viewer, we'd love to work with you on a specialty vehicle project like this. We've got lots of plans and design drawings, as well as specifications that we'd be glad to share with you to give you a good start on your specialty vehicle project. Also, any of the rigs we build can be purchased using the Sourcewell National Contract. So that's a purchasing cooperative that's available to any government agency in the country. It's easy to work with, and it will make your project less burdened by administration. I'm Cason. This is TriVan Truck Body. I hope you'll give us a call. You can check us out online at trivan.com. You can check out our YouTube channel to see more videos of specialty vehicles. And of course, you can always call me on my cell phone at 360-319-5911. Thanks for watching.